I'm gonna let you in on a little secret, okay? They told you words were for communication, but every word is a spell. That's why they teach you spelling. Most people think that language is just a communication tool. Oh, we use words to talk to each other. We use words to communicate ideas. We use words to persuade other people, to bargain with them, to argue with them. We use words when we're angry. We use words when we're sad, when we're depressed, when we're manic, whatever. Words, 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 words. Everybody uses them all the time. Everybody thinks they know what words are. Let me tell you something different about words. Every word is a spell. Every single one of them. When you speak, you're casting spells. When you write, you're casting spells. And those who know how to wield the pen or the keyboard are the real sorcerers, because every word is a spell. Now, I'm not talking about incantations. I'm not talking about ritual words that you say. I'm talking about the actual words you use every day. Let me give you an example so that you can start seeing this. If you call something a dog, that's a spell. Calling something a dog limits your perception of that thing. You see a dog as a familiar animal that you have as a pet. You don't see it as anything else. So by using that word, by accepting that word, you have now put a limitation on your mind. What is a human being? Well, it's a funny thing because you can take that word, human being, and you can limit your perception of yourself by identifying yourself with that word. But if you took that same word and you cast it out, you're no longer a human being. Now you become something else. That's how powerful words are. That's why they teach you spelling in school. It's not because they want you to get good grades. It's not because they want you to get into a good college so you can get a good job and make a lot of money. No, it's because every word is a spell, and they want you to learn how to spell so that you can control the spells that you cast. Here's another one. If you call something poverty, you limit your perception of what you actually have, because there's always somebody out there that has less than you do. So by identifying yourself with the word poverty, with the word poor, you've now limited yourself. You've accepted defeat. Now you're playing small. Religion was the first institution that taught people how to use words as spells. That's why priests and ministers and imams and rabbis wear robes. They're not just wearing robes because it makes them look important. No, they're wearing robes because they're the ones who understand how to use the spells. They understand the power of words. That's why religion has always been such a powerful force on this planet. In fact, religion was the first institution to bind your energy, to control your energy, and they did it using your own voice. You see, when you repeat certain prayers over and over and over again, what are you doing? You are hypnotizing yourself. You are putting yourself into a trance state. Anyone who's ever gone to a religious service knows that you cannot think your normal thoughts during a prayer. You can't think your normal thoughts when the priest or the minister or the imam starts reading from the holy book. Why? Because the words are spells and they are designed to change your perception of reality. So when you leave the church or the mosque or the synagogue and you go back into the world, what are you doing? You're bringing those spells with you. Those spells have now become part of your programming. You've accepted limitations on your thinking. So the first step to breaking any curse or any spell is to become aware of the words that you use. Pay attention to the words that you use. Ask yourself the question, how does this word limit my perception of reality? How does this word keep me from being truly free?